Yeah, appreciate everybody being here. Just really proud of our football team to get through this 8-game season and to do so many things as well as we have. We're obviously very disappointed in the game from Friday night. It really has hit everybody hard around here. We put so much into being in a position where we could win a game like that, and to be so close and not follow through is really devastating, to be honest with you. And we got to shake that game off. Obviously, looking back at it, we did not respond in the second half in so many areas in any phase of our team. It was just a series of plays that we just couldn't overcome the momentum, whether it was a play we give up on offense, a turnover, a kickoff return, or a big run against our defense. So bottom line is we got to play better. We got to score more points to win a game like that. And we've got to go back to work on putting the pieces together and adding to our team to put us in a better position to respond in a game like that. And so we're very, very humbled and thankful to be going back to Idaho to play in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl and playing a great opponent like Tulane and Coach Fritz and they're representing the American Athletic Conference, which is a great conference. I just really enjoyed over the last 24 hours watching all their games and the teams that they play and the style of football that they play. They're an impressive team talent-wise. They have big linemen on both sides of the ball. They've got a strong arm quarterback. They got good skill players on both sides of the ball. And, and Coach Fritz is an excellent coach. So we would like to congratulate them on their season. We're looking very much forward to going and playing this game next Tuesday. We've been playing football for 122 years here at Nevada, and this is the 18th bowl game. And so not many have had this opportunity. And so we'd like to separate ourselves and not only participate, but win this game. So to add to our great history and tradition here at Nevada. So with that, any questions you may have?
Coach, comparatively between last season's Potato Bowl and this one, last season you had like a month to get ready. This year, far different. Just comparatively, what are your feelings on having about a week and change to get ready for this year, season's version?
Yeah, it's really, and I told the players, it's really like our ninth game. We don't even really get a bye week. We get a couple extra bonus days of practice, and we play on Tuesday. And I think that's good. I really do, especially this year with, with what we're all fighting with the COVID, trying to keep our players healthy and all the protocols and things they have to go through. I'm glad we're playing without too much of a break in between. And I think it'll help our kids stay in rhythm. And so, we'll get a couple bonus days here today and tomorrow are work days for us. We'll get the whole game plan in, and then we'll give them Wednesday off. Our kids are still in finals, and so we'll give them Wednesday off. Wednesday also is signing date for us, so that's a big day for us, signing our new players. And then we'll start on Thursday. It'll be like a regular Monday, and we'll go through our normal work week, and we'll go play on Tuesday. So I think it works out great. The date of the game, and again, this is really going to be a good matchup. This is a fun matchup. I mean, they are a talented team. They play a great style of ball, and I think it'll be great to see our conference, the Mountain West Conference, versus the American Athletic Conference, and a fine representative like Tulane.
Is there an opponent that you guys had this year, Jay, that you say might relate to Tulane or be close to them?
I don't know that they're really comparative to anybody that we've played. They like to run the football, but they're very multiple as well. They spread it out. They have playmakers on the outside. They got big linemen, both on offense and defense. And so they're a pretty looking team. They really are. And that league is a very good league. And so they're a fine representative. I think this is what makes bowl games great, is just the contrast in styles and the regions. You get to play somebody from a completely different region, and it's a unique experience. It's something that these kids will look back on for the rest of their lives. So excited, so grateful to be a part of it, and we're really looking forward to playing.
You look at some of the numbers for the Tulane team, and they really have a knack of getting the quarterback and getting him on the ground. I mean, do you feel like that is going to be a big determinant of this game coming up, their defensive line against the Union?
Yeah, that's going to be a big challenge. They've got a great front. They can pass rush. They put pressure on the quarterback. They will pressure and blitz you as well, and they'll play man coverage. So, it's going to be a challenge for our Union. It's going to be a challenge for Carson. It's going to be a challenge for our receivers. And so, and we've seen a lot of different styles from people this year defensively. And so all that has to prepare you for a game like this. But, I think it won't be boring. It will not be a boring game. I will tell you that, just with their style and our style. So it'll be a lot of fun to watch.
Is there a benefit in having gone to this bowl game, just about 11 and a half months ago? Does the familiarity play into this at all, or do you just look at it as a completely new thing? And obviously, is there a redemption factor in wanting to hold up that bowl of potatoes this year?
Yeah, it's I think it's always when you've been someplace, there's always a comfort level to knowing what to expect. And we've been to Boise a couple times, and I think our kids will be familiar with the surroundings and the stadium. But it's just the excitement of the opportunity. And obviously we fell short last year in this game, so we'd love to go back and win it. And, and I think it's important, just looking at our history of our school. I mean, 18 bowl games in 122 years. And I mean, there's just not many players that went through here that played in bowl games. And our bowl record isn't what we want it to be. We want to be better. And so these are challenging games from teams across the country that play in good leagues. And we want to represent. We want to go out and win and add to our great tradition and history here. And I think that's really important.
Typically, you guys would go up there and, go through festivities and all of that. Are you guys just going up the day before, or what's the process this year?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the way that all the bowl games are going, Chris, is that they're very much like a regular season game. And so we'll fly up there just as if it was a regular season game it'll be Monday actually. And we'll spend the night, and we'll get up and play a midday game on Tuesday, and then we'll come home. So, just with everything that's going on with COVID, these are not extended trips like a normal bowl game. So, just another thing about this season that we have to just adjust to. But I still think it's awesome that we get to have a bowl game this year, and that we get to participate in a bowl and play an extra game with everything that's gone on this year. And, several of these games have been canceled across the country. So I just think it's great that our players get a chance to play and compete against a really good team like Tulane. I mean, that's why you come to college and play big time football, is so you can play different schools for different parts of the country. And I think it's awesome for the fans to see, a team that they don't usually get to see in a different style.
These are usually pretty well-viewed games, too. I think your game last year was like 1.2 or 1.3 million people. I mean, is this kind of a showcase to show what you guys do to the nation?
Yeah, it's I tell you, these weekday games, you're almost better off playing them because there's no other games on, and especially that time of day. It's during the holidays, so a lot of people are off or traveling or with family, and so no, I love playing these bowl games during the week over the bowl season, and we should have a good audience. We play an entertaining style of play, and Tulane does the same, and so I think it's a great matchup.
I mean, this is clearly the best team you've had at Nevada. You guys got the cannon back. You go 6-2, but you do fall short of that championship game. I guess, what is your evaluation just of this regular season, what you guys were able to accomplish, and then what you guys fell just a little bit short of accomplishing?
I'm very proud and pleased of our progress. I think we've tried to build a team. We have building blocks. I actually reviewed it with the players Thursday night before the game, but it starts with building a championship defense. And, I think we've played that way at times this year. And the key is to continue to put athletes on the field defensively where you could play consistently at a high level every week and be in every game. You got to have a patient and consistent quarterback. I think Carson has really become that. You got to have a good punter, and we've got probably the best punter in the league. And you got to have a consistent field goal kicker, and we have that. You got to be really good in the lines. You got to have pass rushers on defense, and you got to play well in the union. And so, that's what we've tried to build here. I really love the progress that our offensive line made this year. I think we're finally getting the union back to what it needs to be, and with depth and pride and physicality. Aaron Frost and Jermaine Ledbetter, those two kids have played as physical as anybody in this league. If you really watch them play and just watch them, finish blocks and take people to the ground. I mean, those two guys have been outstanding. Tyler Orsini's been outstanding. And then I just can't say enough about Jacob Gardner. I mean, I think he's the freshman of the year in the league. I didn't see any freshmen play as well as he did. I mean, he's just amazing. The job that he did as a true freshman this year, playing the hardest position in the offensive line, was just outstanding. And, I think our defensive line has come a long ways. I think we still need some more pass rush ability from our ends. We need a little bit more pressure on the quarterback. But we've made a lot of strides. And, as critical as I want to be, I mean, we still had two true freshmen starting on offense this year. And it's to think that we could get to a championship game and play as well as we did with two true freshmen is just unusual. We could have done it. We should have done it probably, but it's very unusual to have two freshmen starting. So in some ways we're still young, and we have to continue to press. And we got to add playmakers to what we have, Chris. And the bottom line is that we got to find that toughness and that high level of competitive response when we get in a situation like we got in the second half on Friday night. And that's disappointing that we couldn't have responded better. I think any one area of our team making a big play could have got us back in that game. And that's what we got to do. And so we'll keep working. We're still trying to play our best game, and we'll get a shot at that again next Tuesday.
There are a couple of controversial calls, and I know you probably don't want to comment directly on the officiating, but is there a process that you guys can go through where you looks like Toa's knees are down here? I mean, is there feedback on why that call went, specifically that call?
Yeah, it's a little more difficult with the replay calls and the change of possession calls because they are replayed. But yes, there's a process. Greg Burks does a good job with our league officiating. They test their guys every week, and they grade their officials every week. So there's a process where we can take clips from the game and we send them in to Greg, and they get reviewed and looked at, and then we do get a response on each call. The replay calls are difficult to argue when they call it on the field and then the replay guy looks at it and he confirms it. That's pretty much, it doesn't go anywhere. You can be upset about it. You can talk about it. You can bring it to their attention. You can protest. It just doesn't seem to go anywhere, and so it is what it is. Our kids we always talk about, we have to overcome, and you never want to put those plays in an official's hands. If you're a ball carrier, you have to finish the play with the ball in your hands and give it to the official. And otherwise you're leaving it up to their interpretation. So that's always tough. And, it's just something that we have to overcome and be better than.
I imagine Carson's going to be named the offensive player of the year for the Mountain West. I mean, as a sophomore, that's pretty rare. Why do you think he's developed as quickly as he has to be one of the premier players on the West Coast?
I just think he's got a unique work ethic. And we've really poured a lot of preparation and development into that kid, and he's accepted it. One of the things that you got to have to be a good quarterback in our system is you got to have a real appetite to want to learn. And Carson has that. I mean, he's gotten thousands of reps in our offense, and he's still a relatively young player. I don't think there's any part of our offense he doesn't understand. And I'm just so excited about what he can accomplish. He's been hard on himself after that game, and good players are. I mean, they relish those kind of opportunities, and if we fall short, he really takes it hard. But that's what makes him a competitive guy, and he's really become a leader of our program, which is what you want your quarterback to be. I mean, the most important quality that he has to have is be a winner, and Carson is really taken that on. He's changed his not his personality, but I guess his maturity has changed so much from a year ago, and he wants that responsibility. He takes it seriously, and he's really trying to push his teammates to the highest level, and that's exciting because we'll have this whole group back. I was talking to Matt about the off season and things that we can do to continue to work and get our execution even sharper. And with all the kids that we have coming back that really understand what we do, we should be able to really take it to a higher level.
Coach, what has Lawson Hall's leadership meant to you and your squad this year?
Lawson's been amazing. I think one of the biggest things about these kids is that, they really learned a lot of life lessons this year. I mean, it wasn't just football. It wasn't just the things we had to do on the field to be successful. This group of captains and this group of leaders really were responsible for holding a team together through, a national health crisis. And it was a challenge. It's very challenging to keep everybody together. A lot of schools had problems with kids opting out and not wanting to play and all that kind of thing. I really give our captains and our seniors credit for just keeping our guys together and really, kind of showing the way that if we do follow protocols, if we do what the doctors tell us to do, if we sacrifice for each other, we can play football, we can have a season, and it can be a special season. And so I give Lawson a lot of credit. Incredibly mature player, incredibly humble and self-sacrificing, and amazing job of leadership he's done this year, along with Sam and Jermaine Ledbetter and Carson.
Jay, this is obviously out of your control, but we do see your name popping up, and it could be purely speculation with a couple different vacancies in the country. I just wonder, do you feel validated thus far, having taken over this program and gotten it to a point where people across the country are looking at Reno and looking at what you've been able to accomplish?
No, I mean, I think that's the goal from the start is that you want to be recognized nationally. We wanted our program to get back and get some recognition nationally as one of the top programs out here on the West Coast. Um, and I think that's the goal. Our players have taken that. Um, you know, there's always chatter this time of year, and you know, if you're doing anything and winning, you know, there's always chatter around your program, and so, um, you know, I just really I really wanted this team to be ranked in the top 25. I thought we were close. And so I just look at the missed opportunities that we had, to be honest with you. And I think we're really, really close to being a team that can be recognized across the country as one of the better programs. And so we just have to continue to press and work hard at that. I think our players see that the difference between winning and losing when you play important games is so small. It's so small. We could very easily be undefeated right now if the handful of plays going the other way. And so um, that's what we have to work for. That's why you train all year long. That's why you do the little things right. That's why you have people with character and integrity in your program. And, you know, and we're going to continue to press for that type of performance from our players and our team. And that's what we do. And so, you know, it's flattering to hear that people think we're doing a good job. But I think we can do more. I think we have more in our program and more in this football team, and we'll keep pressing till we get it.
When your name does get connected to some of these Power 5 jobs, is that a discussion you have to have with recruits? You know, with signing day coming around, is that, you know, what they ask you is, you know, how long are you going to be here, I guess?
Yeah, that's the thing that we fight now. It's you know, when first few years we're here, it's just the program hasn't done much, and you're fighting that uphill battle. Now it's you guys are winning, so you're not going to be there. So we have to talk them into that. So yeah, it's always something that you're overcoming in recruiting, and it's always perception, and it's always you know, people use that against you in recruiting. And so you know, we're just doing the very best we can. You know, we were fighting for some really top players here at the end, but that's a factor. You know, I got to be honest with you. That's a real factor, and you try to put those fires out the best you can. But you know, it is a factor. So, you know, it's just another thing that we have to overcome. But you know, we need to get those kind of different players that can help us get over the hump and win those types of games like Friday night, and put you in a different level as a program. And so we'll just continue to fight for that.
Is there a position, or, you know, where can you guys get better, I guess? Where do you guys need to improve to be able to get to that championship game?
We would love to have a cover corner that can really run. We'd love to have an edge rusher, a defensive end edge rusher that is twitchy, that could put pressure on the quarterback. We'd love to have a linebacker that could really run. And, you know, we got some young kids in the program that are going to be really good players. But I think difference maker on defense would really be big for us at each level, you know, at the D-line, at linebacker, and especially corner. You know, we're kind of one guy away, a bump and run guy away that will allow us to do a lot of different things defensively. I'd like to play more bump and run press coverage. I'd like to challenge our receivers more. And so we'll work really hard in this recruiting class to you know, we still got some time before next fall and the spring even to find the guys that can fit those roles.
Anything else for Coach at this time?
Coach, going back to Tulane real quick, having won 4 of their last 5 games, so far with y'all's bowl prep, what have you noticed about these last few games that you may or may not have viewed at this time that you can be like, oh, okay, this is why they're doing what they're doing?
I just think I just think they kind of settled down and did the things that they really feel like they can do well. Played better as a team. Obviously, didn't give up as many big plays. But they're a talented outfit now. They're, they have outstanding size. Their skill players are athletic, but they're also very physical, and so they're a very good looking football team when you look at their roster, and impressive. And I think they've settled down and really finished strong, and that's a credit to their coaching and their players. So no, I just think it's a great matchup, and having a chance to watch them the last 24 hours, I really see the matchup now, and I think it'll be a lot of fun, entertaining game to watch.
Do they run a triple option, or is it just a
They're really multiple, Chris. I mean, they will drop back and throw it. They will hand the ball off to a big back behind a big offensive line. I've gotten a chance to watch them, just more personnel than scheme, but they're very multiple. They will spread the field and try to let their athletes work on you. Quarterback's big, strong arm guy. But they're more of a spread conventional offense.
Lawson, how do you feel about going back to Boise for the second time in 2020 with a little chance at redemption this year? This time, I should.
I'm excited for this trip, for this game. Last time we left empty-handed, so hopefully we come back, with some potatoes in our possession.
Okay, well, that leads into a question that means nothing, but I'm curious. What is your favorite way to prepare potatoes? Because there's a lot of varieties that you can have.
I'm a simple guy. I like French fries, and I like mashed potatoes, but a good baked potato with some bacon on it, sour cream, chives, all the fixings on it. I like that. That's my thing.
That's a 5-star vegetable right there.
Yeah.
Lawson, comparatively with this season's Potato Bowl versus earlier in this same calendar year, way less time to get ready. Had like a month last time. This time it's like almost like a game week with a few extra days thrown in there. Just when you look at that and the amount of time you have to get ready, I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, we're just, we're treating it like it's a regular game. Because it is just another game. We're treating it like it's a regular game week. So I don't think it'll affect us that much. It's one opponent. It's not like we're playing multiple teams here. But yeah, last year it did help us a little bit that we had more time to prepare. We had more time to see what other guys can do in practice. But we're just going to prepare like we usually do for any other game. And we're going to prepare for their looks and their schemes, as much as we can these next couple of days.
How would you describe their offense? It seems like they really want to run the ball and set the tone there.
Yeah, they run the ball really well. They got a good running back there and a good quarterback, and they do a lot of different things running the ball. A lot of blocking schemes. They pull multiple linemen. They do they do zones here and there. We're just gonna have to be ready for the different types of runs that we're going to see. We've done a good job for the most part, stopping the run this year. So. It's going to be a big emphasis for us this week.
How would you describe the collective taste right now in this team's mouth? Because you guys had in a wide view, you had a pretty successful 8-game slate, but you also came very close to making it, perfect, so to speak.
Yeah. There's some guys who are down and, disappointed about how the end of the season went. But, I just keep reminding our guys, we should feel proud of what we were able to accomplish this year. A lot of people, didn't believe we were going to do anything as a defense. Being a first-year defense, there's always, those hiccups and, those challenges and hurdles you have to step over. But we didn't really have many of those this year. So I'm proud of our guys for that. And I'm proud to, play in this defense and accomplish what we had this year.
Lawson, coach spoke to you as well as some of your other captains of leadership during a national health crisis. How tough has it been, and also at the same time rewarding to lead this team through this season?
It's been tough. Like you just said, national crisis going on in regards of testing and protocols and things like that. But as you guys know, we have an amazing administration and of health workers that make sure that we're cared for properly and we follow the right procedures in doing things. Whenever we're traveling, COVID testing, we do it the right way. That's why we were able to play all 8 games. One of the only 2 teams in the Mountain West to say that. So that speaks volumes to our administration and our staff.
Tulane's out of the AAC, which is kind of the rival Group of 5 conference. Do you feel like you guys play, in bowl game situations, even a little bit for the conference, to kind of put some respect on the name of the Mountain West beyond just respect on the name of Nevada?
Yeah, we don't get much respect. Our conference doesn't really get much respect when it comes to Power 5, Group of 5. We're kind of looked over. So yeah, we try to represent our conference well in bowl games like this, just to put our name on the map and, to prove that, we belong in bowl games and we belong, we can hang with the best of them.
Have you given any thought that this could be the last time you play a college football game? Obviously you have the option potentially to come back next year, but I mean, is that something that you'll think about leading up to this game?
Yeah, like I told you guys before, I play every game like it's my last. So, any game could be my last college football game. But yeah, I've given that some thought, and I got to think about it some more. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to do that what the future holds. But yeah, I think about that all the time. I play every game like it's my last, and yeah.
How do you think the result of this game will impact how you look back at this season? I mean, you guys go out and you win, you're 7-2 versus, 6-3. How important is this to kind of put in the cherry on top of this being, your best season at Nevada?
This is a really important game because, it's still a championship that needs to be won, considering that we lost the last bowl game we were in, the last Idaho Potato Bowl. And 7-2 sounds way better than 6-3. And we kind of want to get that bad taste out of our mouth from being that close to a conference championship, to going to a conference championship. So we're gonna have a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, entering this game.
Carson, you excited for this opportunity to go back to Boise, especially given how things happened in January? Just a little chance at redemption this time.
Yeah, we're all really looking forward to getting this game and getting some redemption from last year, and we're really just trying to get this bad taste out of our mouths. So the whole team's still excited to go play this game, and we're just happy for the opportunity.
Carson, is there anything to be said about just the familiarity of playing on a blue turf when maybe their team may not be used to it, but you guys have been there and done that before?
I don't know how much that has to do with just the turf, but, just being in that environment, we've been there before, and that might help us a little bit.
You obviously like to devour film. What have you seen about Tulane? First early impressions about their defense?
They're really athletic. They've got really athletic pass rushers. They've tallied up a lot of sacks in the amount of games that they've played. They like to play some man coverage. They have really good DBs who are fast, and they have a lot of confidence in those guys. But they also showed a rush 3 drop 8 coverage against UCF. So we also got to be ready for that. That's definitely something that they could do against us.
And far less time to get ready for this version of the Potato Bowl. Do you view having a week and change as a positive, a negative compared to the month you had last time around?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the month practice isn't, we're not really preparing for the team for the whole month. We get a lot of good competitive practice, kind of similar to like a fall camp or spring practice type of deal where a lot of young guys get reps. But we're just treating this week like a regular game week. We're starting preparation for them, and the game's coming up fast, so we got to get ready.
You alluded to the taste in your mouths. Can you expand on that a little bit, especially on the offensive side?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it hurts. It stings right now. Just thinking about it, it hurts. We blew it. I mean, in my opinion, I blew it. I missed a lot of plays that could help us win the game, and it hurts. There's no way around it. We had a chance to go to a conference championship, and we let an opportunity slip through our fingers. So we got another opportunity this coming week, and we got to do whatever it takes to win this game.
With not a lot of time to get ready for the next game, I mean, how do you guys go about, getting over that hurt and getting over that missed opportunity and looking forward to what you can accomplish next Tuesday?
For me, it helped just kind of getting out there at practice today, kind of helped me move my mind past the game a little bit, just because, we're back out there. You kind of realize, okay, we're playing for something. We're playing for a championship game. That's, a bowl game, it still means a lot. We're still fighting to get a ring on our finger. So that just in itself kind of helped us today. It helped me just get past that a little bit, but it still hurts and it's going to hurt. So, we just got to get this win, do whatever it takes, because we definitely don't want to end the season on a bad taste like that.
Is it somewhat of a bummer that you guys won't get kind of the events and festivities leading up to the game? Those are all obviously extracurricular, but they're also good team bonding moments. And I know you guys did some good for even the Boise community last year. Does it hurt to kind of lose those?
I mean, it's whatever. I'm really just excited to play the game. We had some fun last year. The sledding trip was a lot of fun, and we got some good memories. But we're all just focused on playing the football game. That's what we're there for. So.
The Mountain West Awards come out tomorrow, and I know you're a candidate for Offensive Player of the Year. I know you're a team guy, but what would it mean to you to win an award like that?
It would be cool. It would be nice, but I really was trying to win a Mountain West championship, and that's been my goal. It's really the only thing I care about. So the fact that we lost this last game and we're knocked out of the title contention, it hurts. And whoever gets that award, it really means nothing unless you win the title. So
there's some guys on offense that you think are deserving, of being honored tomorrow. Are there guys who you really felt like were huge pieces of your offense?
No doubt. I mean, Romeo, I can't say enough about him. I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for him, so, and Cole and the other guys, we got a ton of guys on the offense that I wouldn't have had nearly as good a season without them. And just the whole union, the way that they played and protected me all season. So, there's a ton of guys on our team that are deserving, and, it's just whoever that award goes to, it's just good for them.
It's kind of hard to pick holes in your caliber of play this year, but where do you want to get better? Where do you look at yourself and say, I'm improving, but I'm not quite where I want to be in these areas?
Yeah, I'm not nearly close to where I want to be. I'm still making many, many mistakes every game, and I'm missing throws still. I could be way more accurate. That's something that I'm really going to focus on this year, is just get as accurate as possible, just because all the missed throws that I do have in a game, they're big plays, and, we're leaving a lot of throws out there. So I'm going to really focus on just my accuracy and just also my overall just development as physically getting stronger and faster, and just overall development as a athlete.
Carson asked Lawson earlier. I want to ask you the same question, but what's it been like to lead a team through a pandemic season?
It's been a wild ride. I mean, we got here, in July, and ever since then we began tested 3 times a week. We've been doing, all the protocols every single day, coming in, getting your temperature taken, getting a wristband, all that. It's been a long, crazy grind, but it's gone by fast. It seems like it wasn't too long ago we were sneaking into the facility to get some throws up, and, doing some 7-on-7 against the defense with our masks on and crazy things like that just to get some work in. So the season's gone by really fast, and it's kind of crazy that it's all come to an end.
How much room do you feel like there is for growth? I mean, do you feel, I don't want to say overperform this year, but do you feel like you maybe exceeded some people's thoughts, and that given there's 2 freshmen starting on offense, you're a young guy. Do you feel like there's still a lot of room for growth on offense?
Yeah, there's a ton of room for growth. I wouldn't say that we exceeded our expectations. Our expectation was to go to the championship and win it. And so, we fell short of that, obviously. And so that's going to drive us all off season. I know that's going to be on my mind while I'm working out and just training every single day. It's going to be with me. And so I know that this offense, myself and all of us, we can all get really good as a unit, and just all of us, we could develop as players, and this whole team could really be special coming back.
Anything else for Carson?
There's a lot of ways to prepare your potatoes. What would you say is your favorite potato preparation as you get ready to go back to the famous Idaho Potato Bowl?
I do love hash browns with my breakfast, so I would say that's my favorite.
Are you a ketchup on hash browns kind of guy?
Yeah, ketchup or hot sauce. It depends on the mood.
Touche.
Awesome. On that note, thank you, Carson.